Hey you,
Hi there.
aloha and welcome. We're gonna do a short meditation today, just a little bit of a sample of something that you can do at home, at work, really at any time. Again, to kind of take a pause in your life, to create space, and to reach a piece of peace and tranquility and security from which you can be more intentional about how you respond to the world instead of always just reacting, taking our first reactions and our most emotional reactions. So we're going to do something today called loving kindness meditation. Before we start, like what's something important about every meditation is just establishing your seat. And we actually want to show you that there's a lot of different ways you can do that. What's most important with establishing a seat is having a sturdy foundation that you don't have to worry about throughout the meditation. It's nothing worse than sitting down in an uncomfortable situation and you're trying to get to a place of peace and you're wiggling around and you're falling back and forth. It makes it really hard to focus. So the best thing is to kind of have three solid points of contact. So if you're sitting on the ground like Quinn and I are, one of the important things you need to do is have your tailbone firmly rooted to the ground, and then you want your knees to root firmly to the ground. And one of the ways you achieve that, especially if you have tight hips like I do, if you sit just on the floor and you're crossing your legs, your knees tend to like rise up if you have tight hips. So one way around that is you put something under your sit bone or your tailbone. You sit like right at the edge of a yoga mat, a towel, anything that lifts your tailbone up and gives you some elevation, and it allows your knees to drop and root to the floor. You're sitting on a chair, you're still trying to maintain those same 3 points. So that's your tailbone to the chair, and then it's your feet firmly planted to the ground. So you don't want to have your like, you want to be on your tippy toes or rolling back and forth on your feet. You want them to be firmly rooted so that you don't have to worry. And so from there, with your base set up, you want to just make sure you can maintain the natural arch of your lower back to hold yourself upright. Then think of holding your head over your shoulders, shoulders over your waist. Right? That way you maintain full balance. You're not doing this, while you're meditating, swaying side to side. So you find a firm, solid foundation, and then loving kindness meditation is all about getting to a place of peace and then sending out positive, loving kindness to a bunch of different people. So today we're going to be sending loving kindness first to ourselves, because often that's one of the people that it's most difficult to send it to. We're often really critical of ourselves and judgmental. So we're going to practice seeing ourselves in a warm and loving way and sending positive vibes to ourselves. We're then going to turn our attention to people that we love and that love us back. So we're going to think of a person, a very specific person. It's going to be different for each of us, who we love and who loves us in return. We're going to send that person those same vibes. And then we're going to think about a neutral person, somebody, like I said, your local coffee barista that you see all the time. Might not be close friends with them or family, but you see them enough to picture them in your head, but they're a neutral party, and we're going to send them the same love and kindness. And then we're going to think about someone you actually have a difficult relationship with. And even though, and this person can be one of the most challenging, right, because we don't have the best of emotions directed towards that person usually, but we're going to practice seeing that person and sending them love and kindness for really, if not for their benefit, for ourselves, so that we're not holding on to bad emotions and energy and letting it run through us and affect the way that we respond in the world. So ask you both to, kind of think of those people that you want to focus on today. I also want to kind of get you involved in thinking about the positive affirmations that we're going to send. So that I need 2 words that we're going to send to each of these people. So ask Quinn and Mel to both think of a word. And when you're ready, you can let me know and we'll incorporate that into our meditation.
Mine is comfort.
Comfort. Awesome.
Mine is joy.
Joy. So we're going to focus on sending comfort and joy to all those different people we mentioned. So if you're doing this at home, you just take a few moments to think of those people. Okay, once you have them in your mind, just sit comfortably. Start to relax your shoulders. Let them fall loosely beside you. Relax your face, all the muscles in your face, especially around your jaw. Let it relax. Then you can gently close your eyes. I'm going to start by just breathing naturally and normally. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. In focusing on breathing deep into the belly, in and out, in and out. Send all your focus to your breath. Continue to breathe naturally and normally as I talk. Focus entirely on the breath. The feeling of the air flowing in through your nostrils, the feeling of the air flowing out. In, out. In, out. The sound of the air going in and out. In and out. Name every breath quietly inside of your head. On every inhale, say in. Every exhale, say out. In and out. In and out. Maintaining focus on the breath. If there are sounds that distract you, steal your attention away, know that this is normal. It's natural. It's actually a large part of why we meditate. When we go through life, as we try to maintain our peace and our center, sounds, feelings, sensations, thoughts, feelings, they all enter and try to distract us and deter us from our peaceful center. We want to practice noticing those, observing them, non-judgmentally, not resisting them, but also not clinging to them. Notice any thoughts, feelings, or sensations like clouds floating across the open sky. See them float away and drift away. And just return your attention back to your inhale, your exhale. Anytime your mind wanders, notice, let it drift away. Return your attention back to your breath. Now, as we begin our loving kindness meditation, I want you to envision yourself sitting right in front of you, looking directly at you. Clearly see your own face. Look into your eyes. We're going to send ourselves comfort and joy in this moment. On every inhale, inside our heads, we are going to say, may you have comfort. And on every exhale, may you have joy. May you have comfort. May you have joy. May you have comfort. May you have joy. Comfort and joy. Continue to say those words on every inhale and exhale. Envision yourself sitting across from you, smiling. Smiling wider and wider with each inhale and exhale, with each comfort and joy. Feel that positive energy transfer and circulate between you. That positive energy that we've now built up, we're going to shift our attention to thinking about someone in our lives, family, friends, anyone at all who we love deeply and who love us deeply in return. Picture that person clearly in your mind. Look into their eyes. With every inhale, say, may you be comfort. With every exhale, may you have joy. May you have comfort. May you have joy. May you have comfort. May you have joy. Imagine the smile getting wider and wider on this person's face. Every inhale and exhale. Every comfort. Every joy. Feel the love, the positive energy circulating between you, connecting you. Feel it expanding within you. Slowly begin to turn your attention to that neutral person I asked you to envision, someone who you might see regularly, enough to be able to visualize them, someone you don't have the deepest relationship with. This person represents the strangers every day that we encounter as we walk through life. It's easy sometimes to direct love to the self, to those who care about us and whom we care about. We want to deepen our practice of loving kindness by being able to send love and compassion to the strangers. Treat all with love and kindness. So see that person clearly sitting in front of you, and on every inhale, say, may you have comfort. Every exhale, may you have joy. May you have comfort. May you have joy. Comfort and joy. See that smile on that person's face slowly forming and then widening and growing as you continue to wish them comfort and joy. Comfort and joy. Now we're going to shift our attention to that person in our lives who we have a difficult relationship with. As I said earlier, this person is often hard to send love and kindness to. But we practice it and we do it not for them, not for their healing or for their well-being. We do it for ours. Carrying negative energy, negative emotions within us is like a poison that runs through our minds and through our bodies. Steals our peace, steals our center, steals our energy. So we practice this difficult task of sending that love and kindness to these people who are challenging for us. Again, clearly see them sitting in front of you. Whatever emotional reaction you first get from this visualization, just observe it, let it drift away. On every inhale, say, may you have comfort, and may you have peace. May you have comfort, may you have peace. May you have comfort. May you have peace. Realizing as we continue to wish this for this person, that many times, even when we're unpleasant or we unintentionally hurt others, that this person may be doing the same because they are hurt. There is pain in there. We send this loving kindness as healing to them. Experience it as healing for ourselves. Every inhale, comfort. Every exhale, joy. Inhale, comfort. Exhale, joy. Feeling that positive energy that has accumulated and continue to generate within us. Now begin to shift your attention back to your breath, noticing everything about the breath, the feeling of the air going in through the nostrils and out, the sound of the air rushing in and out, naming every breath in and out. When our mind is naturally distracted, just as it is in life, we don't judge ourselves, we don't criticize, we don't resist, and we do not cling. We notice the thought, the feeling, the sensation, observe it like a cloud floating through an open sky. Just watch it slowly drift away and disappear. Once it has, we return our attention back to every inhale, every exhale. Practicing this return to our center over and over again allows us to occupy this place of peace and clarity longer and longer. Allows us to better access it at any point throughout our waking state, walking around in the day. Anytime anything stresses us or distracts us or disrupts us, or we feel anxious, worried, afraid, at any time, even for a few seconds, we can close our eyes. Take a deep inhale into the belly. Exhale all of the air out. Remind our body and our mind that there's a place of deep, unshakable peace and clarity within us. This is our true self, our best self. The longer we occupy this space, the more we act from it. Better our thoughts, words, and actions, to ourselves and to others. Take your attention off of your breath. Continue to have your eyes closed. Just breathe normally and naturally, relaxing into every breath. Slowly you can begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, reminding yourself of your body, bringing your mind back to occupy your body. Knowing that when we come fully back into our body and open our eyes, we can bring with us this little bit of peace and serenity, this comfort and joy that we send to ourselves and to others. Carry it with us into our day. When you feel comfortable and that you fully return back to your body, you can slowly open your eyes. Thank you for joining us today. I hope that practice brought you a little bit more comfort and joy, a little bit more peace, serenity, and clarity. And I hope that you can see that you can do this anywhere throughout your day. You can find a seat on the ground, sit at an office chair, a dining room table, anything at all, a couch. And at any moment you can take a little break. And you can touch down into that deep, quiet part of yourself where peace exists, where clarity exists. To find that higher sense of self, to be more intentional about the choices we make, the words we say, and the way we treat each other. Namaste, aloha, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you guys have reactions to the thing? Yeah.
Like I actually once we gave you our word and we closed our eyes, like from the first, I guess the first person was us. I was already like in it.
Yeah.
Like it was, I think that's the quickest I've ever been able to just, like I was able to really, really focus in the meditation and not, my mind barely drifted during that time.
Is that because of the steps, possibly?
Because you did yoga before, asana. Do you think that helped?
definitely, for
It
sure.
does. What a lot of asana is supposed to do is make you, it's called single-mindedness. Like you know, when you do a pose, you're only thinking about doing the pose, and you're not thinking about what I need to do and what the person did to me earlier. And when you do single-mindedness over and over again, then you go into meditation. That's like what meditation's asking you to do, whether you like focus on your breath or you focus on a visualization. So it's trained your mind already to be single-pointed. But I find that the reason I chose the loving kindness is because I even find it to be the one that keeps my attention the most. I think it's because it's so emotionally charged.
Yeah.
Because like when you're just focusing on your breath, that's important too, because then you can do that really anywhere and any time. But this one, because there's so much emotion to it, it really holds you. Like that's what it does for me. So whenever I'm having a hard time meditating in any other way, that's like my go-to. It helps me focus the most. It generates the most positive energy.
Yeah.
I think when too, you're really invested in what you're giving to people, other people, and then like meditation, a lot of times it's quieting your own mind. But then when you're trying to like send out good vibes to other people, it feels like it was easier to do that. Like you said, like easier to focus in on the meditation than just thinking about what I could do for myself or how this would benefit me.
I almost cried when we were thinking about who we love and who loves us back. I was like, no, don't do it. I'm crying. Oh my gosh.
But even
But it's very
even
emotional.
the challenging person
the
too,
challenging person I almost
is
cried.
that you just like feel like even if it is challenging, like just sending
That
the
was
intentions
beautiful.
out.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you do it more and more with yourself, I find, and with that challenging person, compassion comes at some point, because from that quiet and stillness, and you're sending out just positivity, things will just pop into your mind and your heart about just understanding that person, not necessarily like forgiving or like forgetting anything they may have done to you, but there's this compassion comes from this understanding of maybe why they did what they did, and the acceptance that comes from it. It's cool.
Yeah, very neat.
That's a big part of how I got like forgiveness from my dad, was that meditation.
Great job, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you
for
so
sharing with
much.
us.
You did that one in one of your
video,
that's the one I did and I passed
yeah.
out. So I'm glad we got to complete it and I have to listen to the rest of it.
Yeah.
Dude, your voice is
Yeah.
so soothing.
So soothing.
I literally was
I
like,
can
it's
see
so
Jen passing.
soothing.
Yeah, Jen will pass out in 2 seconds. First of all, you're amazing at that. That's a gift.